Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I've had some time to calm down a little, cool off, and I am back here now to do this Magic the Gathering last two pre-made commander decks. These are the last two pre-builds that I have. I'm going to take a look at. I'm going to look at their strategies. I'm going to open them up, check them out, see what they got to offer, and beyond that, you know, that'll be the last two here. So this one is Scrappy Survivors. I already tore it open as I was ranting before I ended the last video. But let us take a look here at what we got inside the Scrappy Survivors with Dogmeat, ever loyal as the commander here. Let's get it opened up. It's got all the same kind of goodies inside. Same kind of goodies. It's got a pack. You know, you got the cards, the deck, the commander's cards there. It's gonna have, you know, you got a little information pamphlet about this particular deck. You got the deck box, complimentary deck box that comes with the purchasing of it here. Now these last two I'm a little more excited about. They kind of fall within the realm of my gameplay a little bit more when it comes to the way I usually play Magic and the types of decks I build. I think these ones are going to be a little more my speed. I don't know why I care. Rip it out of there. I'm still a little salty, not gonna lie to you. A little bit salty. We got the, as usual, in each one it comes with some goodies. You got a little sleeve here. But aside from that, you got this counter, life counter. You got the additional pack, little collector's pack that's going to give us some basic stuff there. Let's open this up and let's take a look at what it's on about then. Let's see what this is on about. Alright. A little info blurb. Playing the deck. Surviving the wasteland is more fun with friends. With Dogmeat, ever loyal as your commander, you can dig around for aura and equipment cards in your graveyard to suit up your creatures. The more weapons and gear you carry, the better. But you'll pick up a lot of junk while scavenging. Junk tokens are artifacts that allow you to exile the top card of your library and cast it that turn. Use it or lose it. Preston Garvey Minuteman is another steadfast option to helm your deck. He creates auras that enchant your lands and allows you to untap your enchanted permanents, keeping you ahead on mana and protected by creatures. Now, get out there, Vault Dweller. A settlement needs your help. I like that. So apparently this deck also has Preston Garvey as an option in terms of your commander choices here. Dogmeat and Preston Garvey. Very interesting. Let's see what they got. Let's see what they got for us. Take about half the stack here. Okay. So first up we got Dogmeat, ever loyal. When Dogmeat enters the battlefield, mill 5 cards. Then return an aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. Whenever a creature you control that's enchanted or equipped attacks, create a junk token. So this is a heavily junk token style situation, which just allows you essentially to play an additional card off the top of your deck. Very interesting stuff. Preston Garvey the Minuteman. Preston Garvey. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, create a green aura enchantment token named Settlement and attach it to one of the target lands you control. As enchanted land has tapped to add 1 mana of any color. Ooh, that's very cool. Whenever Preston Garvey Minuteman attacks, untap each enchanted permanent you control. Whoa, buddy, that's pretty great actually. That's super good. Preston Garvey. I like his abilities. Those are fucking cool. Alright. Now, Brotherhood Outcast. When it enters the battlefield, choose one, return target aura or equipment card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put a shield counter on target creature. Okay, if it would be dealt damage or destroyed, destroy the shield. It's sort of like an aura. Or like the auras, if you're familiar with the auras. It creates auras when she enters the battlefield. Commander Sophia Daggeray. I don't know who that is. Human pilot, flash, crash landing. When Commander Sophia Daggeray enters the battlefield, destroy up to one target legendary permanent. That permanent's controller creates a junk token. Okay, more junk token stuff. Junk token creation and stuff like that. Enchantment aura. Acquired mutation. Yes, another enchantment. So yeah, here we go, like aura. The auras. Here's one. It's a guarded. +2/+2 and guarded. Alright. Defending player gets 2 rad counters off the... Yeah, nice. Crimson Caravaneer. Double strike. Trample. Whenever Crimson Caravaneer deals combat damage to a player, create a 1/1 junk token. Very interesting. Ian the Reckless. Who's Ian? That's familiar. I think Ian was from Fallout 1. Whenever Ian the Reckless attacks, if that's modified. If it's modified, you may have it deal equal to, what is it? Whenever Ian attacks, if it's modified, you may have it deal damage equal to its power and you and any target. Equal to his power to you and any target. I don't know what the fuck that is on about. Equipment auras you control and counters are modifications. It may not be a very good fighter. I may not be a very good fighter anymore, but I'm good enough to best the likes of you. Where the fuck that is? I don't know that guy. Bighorner Rancher. Vigilance, Human Ranger. Tap to add amount of forest mana equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. That's pretty great. That's a cool ability. You gain life equal to the greatest toughness among creatures you control when you sacrifice him. Cool. Let's see here. Breakdown. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Create a junk token. Gunner Conscript. Trample. Gunner Conscript gets +1/+1 for each aura equipment attached to it. When Gunner Conscript dies, if it was enchanted, create a junk token. When Gunner Conscript dies, if it was equipped, create a junk token. So if it's equipped and enchanted, you get 2. Very nice. Super Mutant Scavenger. Trample enters the battlefield. Return up to 1 target aura or equipment card from your graveyard to your hand. That's pretty cool. Bouncing them back. Well rested. Enchant creature. Whenever this creature becomes untapped. So this is a heavily enchantment deck. You know, they focus a lot on enchantment and artifacts. Enchanted creature has, whenever this creature becomes untapped, put 2 1/1 counters on it. Then you gain life. And draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Oh, that's pretty cool. So you couldn't tap, untap. So that would be not working. Agility bobblehead. Oh, very nice. Another bobblehead. We already know the deal with those. Oh, perception bobblehead. Another one. Silver Shroud costume. Flash. Enters the battlefield. Attach it to a creature you control. Well, this is... Once it enters, you can attach it immediately without paying any cost, apparently. That creature gains Shroud until end of turn. All that glitters. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact or enchantment you control. Path to Exile, we know that one. Very easy, very interesting. A Valorous Stance. Choose one. Target creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. Sticky Fingers. Enchanted creature. Enchanted creature has Menace. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. So you get, so it's just more interesting little enchantments you can throw around for your guys. Enchant Land. When Abundant Growth, I know that one. Tap to add any color of mana to its mana pool. Fertile Ground, I know that one too. Yes, whenever it becomes tapped for mana, you get an additional mana. Rancor, that's a good one. Squirrel's Nest, create a 1/1 green squirrel. So you can create a bunch of creature tokens with that. Wild Growth, when it's tapped for mana, yep, another one. Adds an additional forest mana. Behemoth Siege, Sledge. It's equipment. Gets +2/+2, trample, lifelink. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool, man. Arcane Signet. Tap to add 1 mana of any color in your commander color's identity. Like this deck so far seems like honestly one of my favorite ones so far. I would think that this would be the one I'd want to play the most on its face. There's a lot of things that really are leaning towards my way of thinking. Third creature has double strike, as long as 2 or more equipments are attached to it. Brass Knuckles, dang, that's kind of a lot though. 44, huh? Or 4 mana. Explorer's Scope. Whenever an equipped creature attacks, look at the top 5 cards of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped. Equipped creature has double strike. Their artifact, the Soul Ring, of course. Hey, we've got Codsworth, the Handy Helper. Commanders you control have Ward 2. Add 2 mana. Spend this mana only to cast Aura and or equipment spells. Attach target aura or equipment you control to its target's creature. You control, activate. To a target creature you control, activate only as a sorcery. Idolized. Enchant creature. Whenever this creature attacks alone, get X +X until end of turn, where X is the number of non-land permanents you control. We got pre-war formal wear. Enters the battlefield. Return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, and attach pre-war formal wear to it. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has vigilance. Very interesting. We got the Vault 101 birthday party. That was featured in Fallout 3. The Saga creates a 1/1 white human soldier creature token and a food token. And then farther into the saga, you may put an aura or enchantment card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield. If an equipment is put onto the battlefield this way, you may attach it to a creature you control. Wow. Duchess, a wayward tavern keep. Duchess, I don't know who that is. Hunter for hire. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a quest counter on it. Remove the quest counters from the permanent you control. Create a junk token. More junk token play. Grim Reaper Sprint. We all know that perk. This spell costs 3 less to cast if a creature died this turn. Whenever Grim Reaper Sprint enters the battlefield, untap each creature you control. If it is your main phase, there's an additional combat phase after this phase. So you get double combat phases. That's pretty fucking nuts. Pretty fucking nuts. Megaton's Fate. Choose one. Destroy target artifact. Create 4 treasure tokens. Detonate. Megaton's Fate deals 8 damage to each creature and each player, and each player gets 4 rad counters. Wow. Fucking board wipe. Veronica. Dissident Scribe. We all know Veronica? Menace. Whenever Veronica Dissident Scribe attacks, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Whenever you discard 1 or more non-land cards for the first time each turn, create a junk token. Very interesting. Animal Friend. Enchanted creature has, whenever this creature attacks, create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. Put a 1/1 counter on that token for each aura and equipment attached to this creature other than Animal's Friend. Ooh. So you can stack enchantments and things. Stack enchantments and equipments on somebody, and you can throw this one on there, and you get a big giant fucking squirrels. That'd be cool. Strong Back. Nice. Like the perk Strong Back. Enchant creature. Equip abilities. You activate the target enchanted creature costs 3 less to... Ooh, damn, that's good. Aura spells you cast. Damn, that's good. Enchant creature costs 3 less to cast. That is damn good, dude. Enchanted creature gets 2+2/+2 for each aura and equipment attached to it. Almost perfect. Enchanted creature. Enchanted creature has base, power, and toughness 9, 10, and has indestructible. Almost perfect. That's funny as fuck. Almost perfect. 9, 10. 10, 10 would have been perfect. Base, power, and toughness. So Kate, Cage Brawler. I don't know who Kate is, but here she is. As long as it's your turn, Kate, Cage Brawler, has indestructible. Whenever Kate attacks, you and defending player each draw a card. When they discard a card... Oh, was she the NCR Ranger who was trapped? I think Kate might have been the NCR Ranger who was caught and was fighting in the arena at Caesar's Legion in Fallout New Vegas. Whenever Kate attacks, you and defending player each draw a card, then discard a card. Put 2/1/1 counters on Kate if you discarded a card with the highest mana value among those cards. Or tied for the highest. 2/1/1 counters. Cass. Yes, Cass. Cass, the Whiskey Rose. She was quite amazing. I loved her as a companion. Whenever Cass or another creature you control dies, if it was enchanted or equipped, return any number of aura cards that were attached to it from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to the target creature. Then attach any number of equipment that were attached to it to that creature. That's very good. This deck feels like it's way more. I have to go back and look through. This deck has tons of rares. Tons of them. Shit, tons, dude. I feel like over half of them, probably most of them, are rare. Inventory management. Split second. My least favorite thing about the games. As long as this spell is on the stack, players can't cast or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. Nice. Split second. For each aura or equipment you control, you may attach it to a creature you control. Very nice. For each aura and equipment you control, you may attach it to a creature you control. So you can move all the auras and equipments around. Moira Brown from Fallout 3, Guide Author. When Moira Brown, Guide Author, enters the battlefield, create a colorless equipment artifact token named Wasteland Survival Guide. With equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each quest counter among permanents you control, and equip 1. Whenever you attack, put a quest counter on a target non-land permanent you control. Very cool. 3-Dog. 3-Dog! Oh! And he is the radio DJ in Fallout 3. This is 3-Dog Galaxy News DJ. Ow! Whenever you attack, you may pay 2 and sacrifice an aura attached to 3-Dog. Galaxy News DJ. When you sacrifice an aura this way, or each other attacking creature you control, create a token that's a copy of that aura attached to this creature. Very cool. A very interesting guy. 3-Dog. A 1/5 for 3 on its face is still very good. Mr. Gutsy. Whenever you cast an aura or equipment spell, put a 1/1 counter on Mr. Gutsy. When Mr. Gutsy dies, create an X junk tokens where X is the number of 1/1 counters on it. Very nice. Pit Boy 3000. We should have the Pimp Boy in here as well. That'd be cool. Whenever equipped creature attacks, choose 1. Sort inventory. Draw a card, then discard a card. Pick a perk. Put a 1/1 counter on a creature. Check map. Untap up to 2 target lands. Untap 2 target lands. Shit, that's cool. Junktown. Tap to add a colorless. The Junktown's in Fallout 1. 4 in red. Tap. Sacrifice Junktown. Create 3 junk tokens. Oh, okay. That's like if you're fucking hurting, you can do that. Alright. Sunscorched Divide. The Divide. To the divide they came. In the divide they rest. Ulysses. Excellent flavor text there. Mantle of the Ancients. This is Mantle of the Ancients. This is your Vault Dweller's suit from Fallout 1 that they came to revere in Fallout 2 after your main character at the end of Fallout 1 goes up north to create New Canaan, which becomes heavily featured not only in Fallout 2, because that's where your player character comes from, New Canaan in Fallout 2, but also in Fallout New Vegas. They have a whole ass DLC that circulates around, people who came from New Canaan and the survivors of New Canaan. Alright, including the Burned Man and his friend Daniel. They are both from New Canaan. They're New Canaanites. Enchant creature you control when the Mantle of Ancients enters the battlefield. Return any number of target aura and or equipment cards that could be attached to enchanted creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. Attached to enchanted creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each aura and equipment attached to it. Ooh, very nice. So you stack up somebody and you give them a bunch of 1/1 counters. I love that. Not counters, just +1/+1, but still. Pure Steel Paladin. Whenever, oh god, I wonder how many fucking duplicates I fucking moved over right there, because I like holding them weird. Whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. Metalcraft. Equipment you control have equip 0 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. Very nice. Single combat. Each player chooses a creature or planeswalker they control, then sacrifice the rest. Whoa, that's pretty crazy. Players can't cast creature or planeswalker spells until the end of next turn. Wow, that's pretty crazy. And it's like a crazy little board wipe that I've never seen something like that before. Blasphemous Act. This one I know well. This one I know well. Let's see, board wipe. A lot of board wipes in here. The owner of target permanent shuffles it to their library, reveals the top of their card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it onto the battlefield. Chaos Warp. Returns some fucked up thing off the board. Get it off the board. Heroic Intervention. Permanent you control. Gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Basilisk's Collar. I know this one as well. That's a reprint. Bloodforged Battle Axe. Also a reprint. Champion's Helm. Equipped creature is +2/+2. As long as the equipped creature is legendary and it has hexproof. Masterwork of Ingenuity. You have Masterwork of Ingenuity. Enter the battlefield as a copy of any equipment on the battlefield. And last but not least, Canopy Vista. I just want to take a quick look here because I think there's a couple that I accidentally missed because I was holding it in such a funny way. Yeah, here's one. Armory Paladin. Missed that one. When you recast an aura or equipment spell, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card until the end of your next turn. That's very cool. You get a whole extra turn to play it as well. Here's another one I missed. Explorer's Scope. Whenever equipped creature attacks, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped. I think that was it. Oh, Valorous Stance. This one I don't think I saw. Target creature gains indestructible until end of turn, or destroy target creature with toughness 4 or greater. This one I didn't see either. Gunner Conscript. Trample. When Gunner Conscript gets +1/+1 for each aura and equipment attached to it, when it dies, if it was enchanted, create a junk token. When it dies, if it was equipped, create a junk token. So double junk tokens. I might have seen that one. Alright, but that was it. That was actually it. Brotherhood Outcast. I missed that one too. Brotherhood Outcast enters the battlefield. Return target or equipment card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put a shield counter on target creature. If... I already know shields are. Okay, so very cool. That was the first half of that deck, but now we're going to get into this half, which is going to be a lot of lands, but a couple other cards as well. So let's take a look. Cinder Glade, Clifftop Retreat, Exotic Orchard, Mossfire Valley. Damn, these are some cool lands, y'all. Rootbound Crag, Scattered Groves, Scavenger Grounds, Sheltered Thicket, Sungrass Prairie, Sunpetal Grove, Temple of Abandon, Temple of Plenty, Temple of Triumph, a lot of temples, Swiftfoot Boots, creature that's hexproof and haste, Ash Barrens, Burial Ruin, Command Tower, Evolving Wilds, Jungle Shrine, Path of Ancestry, Roadside Reliquary, Rogue's Passage, Temple of False Gods, Terramorphic Expanse, Mountain, yep, basic lands. Here we go. The alt art of Dogmeat, and the rest of these are tokens. Very cool stuff, you guys. I love it. I love it. No spoilers either. Wow, it's a miracle. You can actually make cards and don't spoil fucking major plot beats. That would be great. That would be fantastic. And truly out there. Who would ever think that could be a possibility? Next up, we are going to go ahead and open the Ceasar's Legion. Hail Ceasar! Commander deck. So far, the Dogmeat deck has been my favorite. Let's see if this one can usurp that role within my eyes. I would be happy for it to do so, because then I have multiple decks that I thoroughly enjoy the idea of. But I will say, just reading briefly Ceasar's abilities, it's kind of funny, a little funky. I don't know about it, I'll put it like that. Here we have Ceasar, rebuild, little deck box to keep it safe. We got the deck. We got the info blurb. We got the collector's booster, and we got the life total counters with Ceasar. Alright, let's open this up and let's see what we got. Wow, look at that. Ceasar. Thumbs up or thumbs down, huh? Playing the deck. Let's see. When resources like food, water, and protection are scarce. Ooh, shit. Are scarce. And scarce, you want to be the one in charge. The NCR, Mr. House, and the Legion know well. Assemble your army of raiders and soldiers to overwhelm your competition. The squad mechanic returns, allowing you to create additional token copies of certain creatures. With Caesar's Legion Emperor, As your commander, you can sacrifice legionnaires tactically to seize victory. With a bit of luck, Mr. House, President and CEO, can create a robot army. Their firepower is unmatched when summoned. Who might you align yourself with to impose your will upon the wasteland? Okay. Alright, nice little info there. Let's get it opened up. And we shall see which one we like more. There he is, the great Ceasar. Got half of the cards here. Take a good long look through this. Alright. Ceasar, Legion's Emperor. Whenever you attack, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, choose 2. Create 2/1/1 red-white soldier creature tokens with haste that are tapped and attacking. Or you can also draw a card and lose 1 life. Or you can have Ceasar Legion Emperor deal damage equal to the number of creature tokens you control to the target opponent. There he is. Let's take a look at Mr. House, President and CEO. Mr. House. Whenever you roll a 4 or higher, create 3/3 colorless robot artifact creature token. If you roll a 6 or higher instead, create that token and a treasure token. Or tap, roll a 6-sided die plus an additional 6-sided die for each mana from treasures spent to activate this ability. Oh wow. Straight up gambling. It fits on theme. It's a very interesting card, but it is straight up gambling. Gary clone. The Garys. Whoa. Squad 2. As an additional cost, you may cast the spell at pay 2 any number of times. When this creature enters the battlefield, create that many tokens of it. Gary attacks. Each creature you control named Gary clone gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Very interesting stuff. Butch Deloria. Butch Deloria. Tunnel Snake. Yeah, Butch. He's from Fallout 3. He's got Menace. Tunnel Snake's rule. Whenever Butch Deloria Tunnel Snake attacks, get a +1/+1 until end of turn for each other rogue and snake you control. 1 colorless, 1 black. Put a menace counter on another target creature if it becomes a rogue in addition to its other types. Cool. You can pump them up like that then. Alright, Ruthless Rad Rat. About exile 4 cards from your graveyard. Menace. Okay. Craig Boone. There he is. Boone. From Novak. Reach, lifelink. 1 for my baby. Whenever that's the name of his quest. Whenever you attack with 2 or more creatures, put 2 quest counters on Craig Boone, Novak Guard. When you do, Craig Boone deals damage equal to the number of quest counters on it, to up to 1 target creature, unless that creature's controller has Craig Boone deal that much damage to them. So you can either kill a creature or deal direct damage. White Glove Gourmand. When the White Glove Gourmand enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 white human creature tokens. At the beginning of your end step, if another human died under your control this turn, create a food token. Ooh, very interesting, because the White Glove Society are cannibals. So there you go. Oh, here he is. And how is he only an uncommon? This is what's so weird. Legate Lanius, the monster of the East, is a fucking uncommon. Okay, whatever you say. Legate Lanius, Caesar's Ace. Decimate. When Legate Lanius enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a 10th of the creatures they control, rounded up. Whenever an opponent sacrifices a creature, put a 1/1 counter on Legate Lanius. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Should have been a fucking rare, or even a mythic rare. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Okay. Charisma Bobblehead. We got a Bobblehead. Luck bobblehead. And the survivor's med kit. Choose one. Choose one that hasn't been chosen. Stim pack, fancy lad snack cakes, or Radaway. Lose all rad counters with the Radaway. That's interesting. Stim pack gives you a draw card. Fancy lad snack cakes creates food tokens. Impassioned orator. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, gain 1 life. Intangible virtue. Creature tokens you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance. Bastion of Remembrance. There's the classic Mojave Outpost statues built. When Bastion of Remembrance enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. Too bad it's only you gain 1. Deadly Dispute. As an additional cost, cast a spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature, draw 2 cards, and create a treasure token. Morbid Opportunist. Whenever one or more other creatures die, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Pitiless Plunderer. Whenever another creature token controlled dies, create a treasure token. There you go. And again, look at these are all uncommon. General's Enforcers. Legendary human you control have indestructible. Very interesting. Okay. General. Heroic Reinforcements. Create 2 1/1 white soldier creature tokens until end of turn. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain haste. Alright, we got this one going on. Wear. Destroy 2 target artifacts. Tear. Destroy target enchantment. Very interesting. Arcane Signet. 2 to tap, add 1 mana. That's Skull Clamp. +1/+1, and whenever a creature dies, draw 2 cards. Yeah, I know that. I've seen that one before. That's a reprint. Soul Ring. Talisman of Conviction. Tap to add mana, colorless mana. Tap to add red or white. Talisman of Conviction deals 1 damage to you. Talisman of Hierarchy. Tap to add colorless mana. Add white or black. Talisman of Hierarchy deals 1 damage to you. It's the same kind of thing. These talismans all do the same thing, I guess. Indulgence. Black and red. Ash Barrens. Command Tower. Evolving Wilds. Memorial of Glory. Aradesh, the founder. That's Aradesh from the Fallout 1. He is the founder of Shady Pines, which becomes the actual NCR. So there you go. Enlist. As this creature attacks, you may tap. You finally got a rare out of the fucking bunch. As this creature attacks, you may tap a non-attacking creature you control without summoning sickness. When you do, add its power to this creature's until end of turn. Whenever a creature you control attacks, if it enlisted a creature this combat, the creature that attacks gains double strike until end of turn. Ooh, cool. If that creature's power is 4 or greater, draw a card. Very interesting. Alright, here's another rare. Battle of Hoover Dam enchantment. Whenever Battle of Hoover Dam enters the battlefield, choose NCR or Legion. NCR at the beginning of it. Those are you choosing. NCR at the beginning of your end step. Return target creature card from mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Legion. Whenever a creature you control dies, put 2 1/1 counters on target creature you don't control. Very interesting, okay. The Overseer of Vault 76. The Overseer of Vault 76. I think that was in Fallout 2, I believe. First contact. When Overseer of Vault 76 or another creature with power 3 or less enters the battlefield under your control, put a quest counter on Overseer of Vault 76. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, you may remove 3 quest counters from among permanents you control. When you do, put a 1/1 counter on each of those creatures you control, and they gain vigilance until end of turn. Okay. A little bit funny. Securitron Squadron. Here we go. Squad 3. They pay 3 anytime it creates a copy. Vigilance. Whenever the creature token enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on it. Sierra. Nuka's biggest fan from Fallout 3. Nuka-Cola Challenge. Whenever one or more creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, put a quest counter on Sierra Nuka's biggest fan. Create a food token. Whenever you sacrifice a food token, target creature you control gains +X within a turn, where X is the number of quest counters on Sierra. Ooh, she's kind of like a passive individual who can pump. Alright. Vault 75 Middle School. Exile all creatures with power 4 or greater. That's a nice little board wipe right there. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. That's pretty cool. You get 2 1/1 counters on each creature you control. By the end of it, anyway. Yes, man! Personal Securitron. Very cool. Tap to target opponent gains control of Yes Man. Personal Securitron. When they do, you may draw 2 cards and put a quest counter on Yes Man. Activate only during your turn. Wild card. When Yes Man leaves the battlefield, its owner creates a tapped 1/1 white soldier creature token for each quest counter on it. Oh, so it's like a group hug kind of a thing. You tap to draw 2 cards, pass it to someone else. Okay. And then when he dies, whoever has Yes Man on them when he dies gets a bunch of white soldiers. So you'd want Yes Man to die under your control when he has a lot of quest counters on him. Bats. Instant, split second. Choose any number of target creatures with equal toughness. Destroy that chosen creature. So you can destroy a bunch of creatures. You can destroy a bunch of creatures as long as they have the same power and toughness. Wasteland Raiders. Creature Human Mercenary Squad 2. You can pay 2 to create tokens of them. Whenever a Wasteland Raider enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature. Damn, that's pretty crazy. Like late game, that's a huge thing right there. So you can put a bunch of them out. And I think it triggers for each one. I would think. Maybe not. Let me know in the comments if it does not trigger for each one, or if it does. I think that it would trigger, so you could, potentially make like 6 of them. Like, not 6 of them, but if you made like, whatever, 4 of them or whatever, it would force all players to sacrifice 4 creatures in addition to that. Mysterious Stranger. Flash. When Mysterious Stranger enters the battlefield, for each graveyard with an instant or sorcery card in it, exile target instant or sorcery card from that graveyard. If it has 2 or more cards exiled this way, choose one of them at random and copy it. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. Ooh. Ooh, very cool. Very cool. That graveyard manipulation is always fun. Powder Ganger. The Powder Gang. Squad 2. Grade 2 to create copies. It's very easy to do. When Powder Ganger enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target artifact. These guys are bombers. They're destroying artifacts. Alright, we got Rose, the Cutthroat Raider. First strike, raid. At the end of combat on your turn, if you attack this turn, create a junk token for each opponent you attacked. Whenever you sacrifice a junk token, add red mana. Thrill Kill Disciple. Squad 1. Discard a card. When Thrill Kill Disciple dies, create a junk token. Wild Wasteland. This is that strange, if you did Wild Wasteland perk, you get kind of weird interactions. Skip your draw step. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top 2 cards from your library. You may play those cards this turn. The beginning of your upkeep. Boomer Scrapper. When Boomer Scrapper enters the battlefield or attacks, you lose 1 life and create a junk token. Whenever a token you control leaves the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on Boomer Scrapper. Colonel Autumn. He's from Fallout 3. Lifelink exploit. When this creature enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice a creature. Other legendary creatures you control have exploit. Whenever a creature you control exploits a creature, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Nice. It's pretty cool. Desdemona. Freedom's Edge. I don't know who that is. Vigilance. Whenever Desdemona Freedom's Edge attacks, target creature card from your graveyard. In your graveyard, that's an artifact, or has mana value 3 or less, gains escape until end of turn. The escape cost is equal to the mana cost, plus exile 2 other cards from your graveyard. Fuck. That's kind of funny. A little bit strange. So you gotta pay its mana value. Yeah, 3 or greater, plus gains escape until end of turn. The escape cost is mana cost, plus you gotta exile 2 other cards from your graveyard. Okay. Whenever it attacks. So you can't, whenever she attacks, you can turn it into a situation that you can start to be bringing, you know, cards back out of your graveyard. Like if you got somebody in your graveyard you want back, you got her on the field, you can give them escape, and you can allow them to get out if you have the mana to pay, you know, that. Create tokens. So this is Elder Arthur Maxson. Create tokens you control that have training. Whenever a creature token you control attacks another creature with greater power, put a 1/1 counter on that token. Okay. So when it attacks one with a greater power than it, so it has to have a greater toughness than that power or it will die. Blind Betrayal. Sacrifice another creature. Okay, whatever. Sacrifice another creature. Elder Arthur Maxson gains indestructible until end of turn. Blind Betrayal. Kellogg. Dangerous Mind. Oh, Kellogg had a house. Kellogg had a house in, what was it called? In Fallout 4. But I don't know who that is. First strike haste. Whenever Kellogg Dangerous Mind attacks, create a treasure token. He sold his house and he moved out west or something like that. I don't remember. But I broke into his house because I stole the key out of the mayor's safe. Just the other day, actually. Sacrifice 5 treasure tokens, gain control of target creature for as long as you control Kellogg. Activate only as a sorcery. His flavor text. Because I gotta look into what's going on with him. We both know this will end. So, you ready? We both know how this will end. So, you ready? Wait a minute. He kind of looks like the guy who stole your baby, and he's holding a baby. So Kellogg stole your baby? Dude, this thing is so full of fucking goddamn bullshit. This is so full of spoilers. I'm still fucking mad, dude. Great, now I know Kellogg is the guy who steals your baby. Who ends up being the fucking leader of the Institute. So fucking stupid. Dumb fucking spoilers, bro. And the fucked up thing is, I already had an idea. Like, I said it multiple times in my playthrough already, that your son could be an adult by now. Because they don't say how much time has passed. They do not say how much time has passed. So now shit is just getting spoiled left and fucking right for this shit, dude. Seriously. Whatever. McCready, Lamplight Mayor. Now I know Kellogg is the thief of your baby. Great, thanks. Appreciate it, MTG. Fuck. Whenever a creature you control. This is McCready from Fallout 3, Lamplight Mayor. Whenever a creature you control with power 2 or less attacks, it gains Skulk until end of turn. It can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater attacks you, its controller loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. Alright, the Nipton Lottery. This is funny. This guy's supposed to be naked, actually. This guy's actually supposed to be naked. The guy who won the lottery, the Nipton lottery, he was running around naked with a bandolier. Choose a creature at random. You gain control of that creature until end of turn. Untap it. It gains haste until end of turn. Destroy all other creatures. What if they have indestructible? They don't get destroyed then, right? Because it doesn't target the battlefield. Or it's not sacrificed, rather. Battalion, whenever Paladin, Elizabeth, Taggarty, and at least 2 other creatures attack, draw a card. You may put a creature card with mana value of X or less from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking, where X is Paladin Elizabeth Taggarty's power. Vault 11, Voter's Dilemma. Yep. Overseer, this is the one. Vault 11, Sick, Twisted, Dark Secret. For each opponent, you create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Each player secretly votes for up to 1 creature, then those votes are revealed. If no creature got voted, if no creature got votes, each player draws a card. Otherwise, destroy each creature with the most votes. Or tied for the most votes. Very interesting. It says destroy, so again, does indestructible work? I don't think so. I don't think they would die. Edie, the lonesome eyebot. Yeah, Edie. Our buddy. Flying. Edie, my love. Whenever you attack, if that number of attacking creatures is greater than the number of quest counters on Edie, lonesome eyebot, put a quest counter on it. Sacrifice 2 and sacrifice Edie to draw a card, and then draw an additional card for each quest counter on him. Desolate Mire. Diamond City. This comes with a shield counter. Tap to add mana. Tap to move a shield counter from Diamond City onto target creature. Activate only if 2 or more creatures enter the battlefield under your control this turn. Captain of the Watch. Vigilance. Soldier creature token. Other soldier creature tokens you control get +1/+1 in vigilance. When Captain of the Watch enters the battlefield, create 3 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. Entrapment Maneuver. Target player sacrifices an attacking creature. You create X 1/1 white soldier creature tokens, where X is the creature's toughness. Hour of Reckoning. Invoke. Your creatures can help cast this spell. Each creature you tap while casting this spell pays for 1 colorless of the mana the creature's or 1 of the mana of the creature's color. Wow. Destroy all non-token creatures. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Another board wipe. These 2 decks were full of board wipes. Keepers of the Accord. The beginning of each opponent's end step. If that player controls more creatures than you, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. At the beginning of each opponent's end step, if that player controls more lands than you may search your library for a basic plains card and put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Very interesting. Okay. We got the other half here. Other half of the deck to take a look at. Alright. Marshal's Anthem. Multi-kick. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Enters the battlefield. Return X target creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the number of times. Damn, you can just do it. Holy cow. That's really good. Martial Coup. Yeah, that'd be Paladin. That'd be Elder Paladin Harden and Elder McNamara. Create X 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. If X is more than 5, destroy all other creatures. Elder Nolan McNamara broke the chain that binds, starting the events which led to Harden's coup. That's right. Look, I was right. Exactly who it was. Secure the wastes. Create X 1/1 white creature tokens. Cool. Cool. Black market. Create a creature. Whenever a creature dies, put a charge counter on black market. At the beginning of the pre-combat main phase, add black to each charge counter on top on black market. Lethal scheme. Invoke. Creatures can help cast the spell. Okay, yeah, we already read that. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Each creature that can vote. Lethal scheme. Knives. Draw a card and discard a card. If you discarded a non-land card, put a 1/1 counter on that creature. Stolen strategies. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of each opponent's library. Until end of turn, you may cast the spells from among these exiled this way, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast those spells. Very cool. I like that. Anguished Unmaking. Exile target non-land permanent. You lose 3 life. Assemble the Legion. Hey, our buddy, Volps and Kolta. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a muster counter on Assemble the Legion, then create 1/1 red and white soldier creature token with haste for each muster counter on Assemble the Legion. Fervent Charge. Whenever a creature you control attacks, get +2/+2 until end of turn. Ruinous Ultimatum. Destroy all non-land permanents your opponents control. Holy shit, that is a great board wipe. Expensive, but very good. Canyon Slaw. It's land. Clifftop Retreat. Dragon Skull Summit. Isolated Chapel. Battleblood Ridge. Bouldering Marsh. Temple of Malice. Temple of Silence. Temple of Triumph. Windbrisk Heights. Myriad Landscape, Nomad Outpost, Path of Ancestry, Painted Field, Painted Peak, Paramorphic Expanse, Plains. And there's our basic lands. And here is our alt art. Ceasar, Legion's Emperor. Very cool. And then we got some, various things. Oh, that's not it. Here is your QR code if you want that. Very good. Here. Alright, and with that, folks, that is all of our pre-build commander decks that we have just purchased and checked out. We reviewed the 2. I honestly think that these 2 are the best. I can't even pick off the top of my head which one I like more. Ceasar or Dogmeat. But I think either one of them are an excellent choice. Both are very good, the way they play. And I happen to like them significantly more than the other 2 I opened earlier. Just right on its face, without further analysis or tweaking to the decks. Now here we have the 2 Collector's Booster sample packs. There's a little QR card. Oh, cool. We got a borderless pre-war formal wear. Very nice. Ooh, and a borderless Dragon Skull Summit. Beautiful stuff. That would work for either of these decks. Well, actually, I think that one only really mainly work for this deck. Here's the other. We got a QR code. Wow, what do you know? Another borderless pre-war formal wear. Oh, this one's kind of cool. It's a land. Fetid pools. Cool looking borderless fetid pools. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think about the Fallout pre-builds. I'm fucking still salty and furious about how I spoiled for myself. But that doesn't mean you should hold it against it. They look like a lot of fun, and I look forward to using some of them on game night, Friday Night Magic. And I hope you guys have an absolutely excellent rest of your day, excellent weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Peace!